Call the Board of Public Works meeting on August the 18th, 2020 at 5 p.m. to order. Reading and approval of the minutes.
Make a motion we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor signify saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Payment of claims, $77,426.66.
Make a motion we approve the claims as submitted.
The second.
Motion been made to approve the claims as submitted and seconded. All in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Regular payroll, $179,949.67.
Make a motion we accept the payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made, accept payroll as presented and seconded. Signify, all in favor signify saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Old business. Bids open for houses for sale by the city. Brenda?
Okay, this is a bid for 66 South Holman. Bid for $1,500 from Antoine Williams from 460 West 2nd. The minimum bid on that was $850,750.
Is he the only bidder, Brenda?
Yes. This bid is for 89 East Warren. The minimum bid is $4,065.60. We have a bid from the adjacent property owner for $4,065.60, Teresa Williams.
Then, Brenda, do you want to explain real quick to the board why the minimum bid was set or how it was set?
These properties all had, the majority of these properties had unsafe buildings on them. At some point, we had unsafe cases on them. We followed through with the demolition and the clearing of the lot. We filed liens on them, and when the owners no longer paid the taxes on them, they were forced into tax sale. In order to buy it at tax sale, someone would have to be willing to pay for the demo cost and any civil penalties on the property as well as the back taxes. When they don't, the county signs those over to us, or we petition for them. We set a rate of 35 cents per square foot on these lots, straight across the board. It's not a great deal of money to get back once we've demolished the lots, but it does put these properties back on tax rolls and out of the city's hands, so the residents are taking care of them.
Thank you.
We actually have 19 lots listed, and only a few of them actually had bids. Our next step will be to advertise these, correct?
For public purchase.
for public purchase as opposed to adjacent property. The last one we have is 520 East Fifth. And we have a joint offer from both neighbors on both sides of this property, totaling the minimum bid. Minimum bid is $23.10, that's what the offer is for. From Amy Walker and Regina McDowell. As we've only gotten one offer on each of these and nothing is contested, I'd ask the board if we could move ahead with awarding these to the bidders.
One question on the 66 South Holman. Does he have property adjacent to that? Because he lives at I believe it was what, Main Street or something?
He's actually down the block. We didn't receive any other bids, but he had expressed an interest in it early on.
Are we okay to do that?
So, he's on the same block, he's not catty corner or diagonal?
These two properties down.
I didn't know if we needed to put that one to the next step, or we can do it on this one since he's not actually adjacent.
And that's what,
All of the adjacent properties were notified.
right, how they actually define adjacent is odd, it's not necessarily right beside, and if you give me 1 second here, I'm gonna pull up the actual language of the adjacent property owner. If you want to table that for a second, go on to the next thing, I'll come back. Just table it momentarily.
Make a motion that we table that for, till we get clarification from the attorney.
Or move it to the end of the agenda.
Just move it to the end.
Okay, do what now?
We're gonna table that till the end of the meeting. The decision.
On the 66?
Well, making a decision on all of them.
Okay. So you're making a motion that we table them until the end of the meeting?
Correct.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to table bids till the end of the meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. New business. Sandy Chittum is asking for the closure of 5th Street from North Broadway to Wabash Street every Saturday, starting June 5th through September 25th. Their hours are going to be 9 to 1, with setup time from 8 to 9 and tear down from 1 to 2. Also asking that should any other vendors request that area, that they don't come in until after they're tore down at 2 o'clock and vacated it, with the exception of Circus City Week. And this is for the farmers market that's going to be held every Saturday, starting at June 5th to September 25th, 2021. The hours, she said, from 9 to 1 will actually be 8 to 2.
I make a motion that we approve their request.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve that request. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, moving on, next order of business. Kevin Palmer would like a police escort for their annual community prayer walk for Sunday, September 27th. It'll begin at 3 p.m. The escort would be from Peru Junior High School to the River Walkway Park on Canal Street. They'll travel down Broadway to Canal. Police chief, fire chief, do you have any concerns with this?
Do they know how large the crowd's gonna be?
No.
Can I speak to that?
Yes.
I'm Kevin Palmer.
Oh, okay.
I was here just in case. We don't know, this is our third year, I would say roughly maybe 100 people.
Okay.
And, you know, we don't know exact, obviously, until that day.
And I assume you're gonna be walking in the street? Is that what the
Yeah,
plan
what
is?
we've done the last 2 years is so we would be on just like what they did. Last year, we went from the park to the school, we're reversing it. And we just closed, it was just on the one lane. So we would be going southbound, and if we did it like last year, you know, northbound lanes would still be moving. And so it'd just be a matter of yeah.
Now, once you get to Canal Street, are you taking the walkway on down then?
We can if we need to. Or we can, and what we've done in the past is we just went on down Canal Street to Pavilion 9.
Which one's Pavilion 9? Down there by Miami's Park?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Are you guys gonna have like that gator out there again, like you've done on the other walks, or?
We try to, just as a safety factor, follow up. If the police are in the front, we try and take the back. That way somebody goes down or something like that.
Make a motion, we accept, approve them. For the
Second.
walkway.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the walkway for Sunday, September 27th, starting at 3 p.m. from the junior high school to the river walkway on Canal Street. All in favor signify saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Next up, Chief Sofianis is submitting the resignation of Chad Mooney. I'll read the letter from Chad. Dear Chief Sofianis, on today's date, 8/6/2020, I formally wish to submit my letter of resignation as a police officer with the Peru City Police Department, effective on 8/20/2020. Reason for my resignation is due to me accepting a position as a police officer with the Kokomo Police Department, which I am set to begin on 8/24/2020. I will forever be grateful for the opportunities afforded to me by the City of Peru and the Peru Police Department. I have proudly served and protected this city for more than 4 years. Unfortunately, I must move on to other opportunities offered to further my career goals and better my personal and family life. Sincerely, Chad Mooney, 8/6/2020. Do you have a motion to accept
Make a
Chad
motion,
Mooney's resignation?
make a motion to accept Chad Mooney's resignation.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept Chad Mooney's resignation. All in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Following on, retirement letter of Mike Meeks. Says, Dear members of the City of Peru Board of Works, effective September 1, 2020 at 3 p.m., I will be retiring from the City of Peru Police Department after 26 years of service. I cherish the time I have been blessed to have served as a police officer. Being able to work with citizens of Peru has been a tremendous honor to me. I've worked with officers over the year that I truly believe served in one of our best police departments in the state of Indiana. The friendships and bonds that I have with them will be everlasting. I want to thank all past and present mayor, Peru City Council members, Board of Work members, and all City of Peru employees for working relationships we have had over the years. I am also very grateful to the citizens of Peru for their support and encouragement they have provided to me and the police department. Most importantly to me, I want to thank my children for unending support of my career. Respectfully, Michael Meeks, Peru City Policeman.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Mike Meeks.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the resignation of Officer Meeks. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. So carried. Next order of business. Chief Sofianis is requesting that the Peru Police Department is able to transfer ownership of Car 9, a 2010 Ford Crown Victoria, to the Peru Community Schools upon school board approval. This will be used for the Peru Community Schools Police Department.
So what would they be doing with it? Just going between schools? Is that?
More than likely, they'll be having it up there. They are an accredited police department now. They have been for quite some time. If they have to go to another school, whether it be Blair Point or anywhere else, they would be driving this and probably to and from.
Well, like truant kids and stuff like that? Are they going to be
Yes,
picking them up with
yeah.
that?
Right, and it will be entirely signed over to them.
And is there any issues, Dustin, on giving away city property like that? Do we need to
No.
sell it for $1 or anything, or?
Not to another police department like this, and it has the value of the vehicle itself so low, it would cost, if you ask chief, it'd cost more to strip it down and sell it in a private sale than what it would be just for us to give it to another non-for-profit government entity such as the school corporation.
I make a motion that we accept the request.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to give Crown Vic Police Car 9 to Peru Public Schools. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next order of business was supposed to be Madeline Rogers of the Peru High School Student Council. Wanting to host a homecoming event on September 19th. She couldn't be here tonight, and her application needs some more specification. So I need a motion that we table it until next Board of Works meeting. She is aware of it. Called in, said she would be here then.
Okay, make a motion to change the date.
Motion been made and
Second.
seconded to change her date until the next Board of Works. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. Next on the agenda, we have a request by Paul Betson and Denise Sims for a police escort for a walking fundraiser. They'll be walking from the circle at Indianapolis into the block party event of 9/12.
She's saying no.
So
I think it's-
Denise, we're gonna need some further,
Yeah, you're.
we can't go to Indianapolis and escort you clear.
You're misreading it. I'm sorry, I can't breathe with this. You're misreading it. The escort is coming, or the walk is coming from Indianapolis. That was what I was explaining on that. We're not asking you to escort it. from Indianapolis. The escort, you're familiar with, you did it last year. The escort is actually going to be from the walking bridge by, I can't remember the name of the.
Beef O'Brady's?
Beef O'Brady's. Their estimated time of arrival on September 12th is approximately 11:30, 12 o'clock, noon on that day. A lot of time variations that may play into that. It's a long walk. Anything could happen along the route. They may get held up, there may be injury, so we're not exactly sure what time they will come in, but we will be in contact with them all along the way.
Is Kokomo helping out on that this year too?
Howard County Emergency Management is escorting them from the circle all the way in.
Okay. They did that last year.
They did it last year. Of course, they only came from the transmission plant last year, but they will be doing it from Indianapolis Circle all the way to Block Party this year. So we're really grateful to them for doing that.
Now, I noticed you put in there the use of golf carts.
That was the second point.
Was, last year, didn't they use a go-gator or something from Howard County?
They did, yeah. One of the members had access to a gator that they used during the walk. That's not a part of that particular part of the request. The golf cart request has to do with the balloon, the tethered balloon ride.
Up in,
Right.
Okay,
So the other board
just-
members,
just wait a minute,
Okay.
so that everybody knows, the first part of the request is a police escort from Kelly Avenue Bridge to 6th Street? and
Sixth
Broadway?
Street. Right.
It's at 6th and Broadway.
But someplace between Main and 6th Street, I'm not exactly sure where we're going to stop them at. That's where Block Party is going to take place. So someplace in there is where we're going to stop them at.
So are we,
Now, they have set up a car show for that day previous, right? Somebody,
I don't have the map with me, so I'm not
Okay.
exactly sure where the car show is
Okay, I
situated.
I was thinking, I don't have it with me either, but I was thinking that it was set up to be in front of the courthouse that day. And it had already been approved for that.
right, that's what, yeah.
So probably what we will do is escort you to Main and Broadway because it'll be.
That's all
closed
we're
off.
asking is that you escort them to the beginning of, we're not asking that you bring them all the way in,
Okay,
into the middle of Block Party, or we just want to make sure that they're protected. And there's going to be, Miami County veterans have been invited to join
Right.
in on the walk, and
they're the ones that have set up the car show, I believe.
there's going to be a number of participants in
Right. So,
our show. There's also going to be Block Party members that's going to be participating in the tail end of the walk.
okay.
So there's going to be some number of people. I'm going to guess maybe someplace in the neighborhood of 20 to
Okay, so-
30 people
So
possibly.
we'll have you from basically Kelly Avenue to Main and Broadway on that.
Correct.
Now, we will go into the second part of your request is wanting to use McConaughey Park down there by the main entrance, by the
Well, we covered that during the Parks Board meeting.
Right.
So the second part of our request is understanding that golf carts are not legal on the street. We're asking that you give us permission to use golf carts being supplied by Mike Anderson dealership we're going to have an area where people may purchase their tickets to ride. We're going to have a tethered balloon ride down by the amphitheater in the Mac Park. It's like what's at, it just rises right up and comes right back down. Well, not comes right back down, but that's the type of ride that it is. So we have to have a way to move the people who are purchasing that ride from Block Party to Mac Park. So Mike Anderson has been kind enough to donate use of 1 or 2 golf carts so that we can transport people from Block Party to the park. So we're asking permission to use golf carts on the street to transport people for that.
And I can't give you that permission because it's a state highway.
Okay, we're not asking to go on the highway, but we will need to cross the highway.
If you're going from downtown to the park, you have to go on state highway.
No, we're going to go down 5th Street to the Wayne Street
Oh,
and cross the bridge
and then,
and come down just on the other side of the bridge and back up Strawtown through the park and that way. That keeps us off of the highway.
it would almost be simpler if they would give you a small 4-door pickup truck to haul the people.
And I understand that. That's what they've offered.
So, I have a question. Now, are you selling tickets at the block party downtown, or are you selling them at the amphitheater? Or both?
Probably both places.
Okay.
They're wanting to use a golf cart to transport from down here up to the tether and back. What's, you got any concerns on that?
Could create a problem. They're not licensed. If there's a traffic crash or somebody runs into the golf cart or something happens, it's not gonna be legal on the street.
That's the only problem I have, Denise, is golf carts have been banned from our streets, and I can't give you permission to use something illegal to run back and forth. Even though I don't totally disagree with it, but it opens the city up, to me, liability-wise, should something happen.
Does the city not give the circus permission to use those during the
The
parade?
street's completely blocked off, where they're not running up and down a half a mile area.
There's no vehicular traffic then, it's completely shut off, so.
And it's just in there for security reasons at night and hauling, they do haul ice on it, but Dustin, what's your feelings on this?
I mean, if we allow one, the next one we'd have to allow. And I do agree, there is some safety issues and concerns. There's a similar situation where we had allowed an individual organization to use city property for an event, someone got hurt in that event, and there's pending litigation on that now. If we actively condone the use of the golf carts in the street, it could potentially open us up. But I say potentially open us up to liability. It doesn't mean it will, it doesn't mean it should. But people have sued for far less, so.
how many do they take up in the balloon at a time?
I'm not really sure.
'Cause I guess that'd be the next question, how many are they gonna try to pack in the golf cart, you know, to run them up there? Are you gonna have people hanging on because they gotta take 4 people or, you know, that kind of thing?
Normally, it's weight related, and probably about
You see
2
what I'm saying?
people.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on.
When I took the hot air balloon ride, we were limited to 2 people.
I suppose the Y would let them use one of those busing down, one of those little minivans, wouldn't it?
That's what I was trying to think, could we get the YMCA to maybe do the transporting?
We might be able to.
Have you talked to them about that?
We have not. The reason that we were interested in the golf carts is because Mike Anderson is our main corporate sponsor, and they have invested considerable amount of money into their sponsorship. And that is why we went with what they were offering.
Sure.
If we go back and say, well, they said no, then he may offer something else. I don't know.
I just
I don't know.
can't,
I mean, you could use the golf carts to go from the amphitheater to the balloon ride, because you'd be in the park the whole time. That's why I was wondering, I thought at first you said they were gonna sell the tickets to the amphitheater and then we did that. So maybe if you use those, if you could get the Y bus to take care of it from downtown, and then use the golf cart for the amphitheater to get there.
From the,
Didn't you say you're gonna sell tickets near the amphitheater?
well, that's where the balloon ride's
Is that
going
where
to
the
be.
balloon's gonna be?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
going to be right there.
Okay.
open
Yeah.
field right
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's
I-
going to be right there behind the amphitheater.
Okay, I'm with you.
I can't recommend using the golf cart. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
Liability wise, it's gonna be opening us up, and nothing against the people driving the golf cart or anything else. But all of a sudden, then the next thing you know, we've got 30 people running up and down the street in a golf cart. And they're saying, well, you let them do it on this date, we gotta do it all the time. And I'm sorry. I can't.
I understand what you're saying. Maybe you're not aware that is already happening in Peru.
And maybe you're not aware they're getting arrested for it.
I don't know. I just know that it
Yeah.
is happening.
They are.
Okay.
They're being stopped. I don't know if tickets are being made, but they're sending them home anyhow. And, it just, you know, I can't recommend that part of it.
That's fine.
So.
That's fine.
Now, going back to the front part, the police escort and everything,
Did you have any problems with that, Dan?
No, the best thing to do would be to notify dispatch 15, 20 minutes before they needed the escort.
They normally take usually a 20 to 30-minute break right there.
And then when they're ready for the
bench. Yeah, that's
escort call.
that's their last break stop.
And then somebody will come down and do it.
Okay.
So you can notify them as soon as everybody gets there, and then they take their break and then do it. I'd make a motion that we approve the escort as requested and not approve the golf cart usage.
Second.
motion's been made and seconded that we approve the escort with the exception of denying the use of golf carts. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. So moved. Moving on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next order of business. Request from Matt Feller to amend Peru Police Department General Order 23 for uniform and general appearance. Matt, you want to just come up and give us a quick, what the changes are going to be right quick?
So at the request of the chief and the mayor, I was tasked with kind of revisiting this general order. So back in, I think, 2018 and then again in 2019, some of our standard operating procedures were changed, and a lot of our policies that we had in place were removed that dictated specifically what our officers should be wearing, for instance, when they go to court, how they should appear, even on a daily basis. So by and large, a lot of what we've done is added that stuff back in in a hope to try to create a professional appearance for our folks when we are doing special details, going to court, that type of stuff. Among the other changes, most of our patrol officers currently are wearing load-bearing bulletproof vests, which they can store a variety of their equipment on. Through some conversations with the mayor and with the chief, we're making an amendment to that with some of the stuff that they can put on there to remove anything that would have our under normal circumstances, I should say, that rifle magazines will no longer be able to be attached there. And that really doesn't put our officers at any type of risk. They're just going to have to figure out a different way to store it, which they can do. The other part is the mayor, as part of the wage and benefit negotiations with the Fraternal Order of Police, came to an agreement as it relates to facial hair. So we have created a policy in there that will govern facial hair, as well as we decided to get a little bit ahead of the curve. We currently, as far as I know, have no one that has anything like pink, purple, or blue hair, but that is kind of a thing now. So we've addressed that type of issue now. A lot of what we put into this general order is stuff that had previously been in our general orders in some variation. And some of the stuff that's in there as it relates to grooming and stuff like that, we compiled a variety of different SOPs from other departments as well as our own to kind of put together what we have. That's it.
Need a motion to adopt the general order number 23 for uniform and general appearance as written.
Make a motion to accept the changes.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Communications, do you have anything?
Mayor, we still need to bring up the selling of the property.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring that back up before communications.
Okay, now we gotta go back to the bids of and sale of the property.
And to speak on this property, it is a little unique because there's multiple parcels that touch it. And the gentleman whose property purchased this does actually physically touch the borders of the property.
Does?
Do touch, so.
Oh, then we're okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Brenda, am I correct in that the physical properties do touch?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll make a motion that we accept the bids and sale.
Motion's been made
Second.
and seconded. We accept the bids as were presented earlier. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Anybody else have any communications? Anybody from the audience have anything?
Yes.
Step up.
It's not on what you were talking about. What I wanted to discuss about is, I might have to make another meeting, come to another meeting. But
Okay.
it's about parking on grass.
And there's city ordinance against it. Is this something that's
Nothing gets done with it.
Okay, where's it at?
The so-called bike club,
On Clay?
yard right next door to 131 East 8th Street. Coming back west. When they're all over there, mainly on weekends, they park in that yard. He told Linda Duty that he had bought it, and he got the okay to make a parking lot out of it. Well, if that's so, why don't they have to pave it or gravel it?
Well, it should be gravel to be a parking lot.
Right.
So, is this at 131 that you're talking about?
No, it's on the west, I think it's old lot, might be 129. I've called the cops, dispatch several times when they park over there. An officer come up Wabash Street the last time they had their shing-ding over there, the backpack thing, and caught him parked in it and told him to move it, and they said they were closing it down, and he kept, circling until they got out of there. And they park their motorcycles when they're all there, right down the road, on their side where the building is, and you can't even get in the alley. I called dispatch on that too, and by the time they got there, they'd already moved the bikes, so.
Okay.
So they're blocking the alleys.
Is,
They
would
act
you,
like they own that alley and all that.
right,
I'm not sure. Are those, everything Wabash east is an eastbound alley, everything
That's their
east
building?
is west, is westbound
Okay,
alley,
so
correct?
if this is one,
So
So-
we're
I
really,
think it's only the downtown.
okay, this
Does it
is
stop
Clay, so
at-
these are vacant
It's
lots,
just the
right?
blocks off the downtown.
Okay,
It
they're
stops
right
there.
there.
In the middle one? Or the
Okay.
one right next to the
Stops
gas?
at Wabash,
It's
it's Broadway, Wabash, Broadway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know they don't own it, but, Angela Ward owns it, and her brother is in that bike club, so they can do what they want, they said.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
let me, after the meeting, I want to get your phone number, so that we can delve into this a little bit further. And, 'cause when I talked to him a month or so ago, he was assuring me then that he was gonna gravel that lot, and he hadn't done it yet. And also,
He put that porta pot out there. They had a bunch of bushes there. I guess there's a light pole there behind that porta pot. But one day when I was going out to my car, I seen this guy getting up off the ground, folding a blanket, putting it in a backpack, put the backpack on his back, come up the alley, going toward west. So I stood at my car and I watched him. He looked right at me. I act like I did get in my car because I was backing out to my garage. When I backed out to my garage, he was standing behind my garage in the alley messing with his backpack. So I asked Richard, could he look at his cameras and see what the man was doing? And he told me, yes, he did. He got there about 12 o'clock at night. He was pacing up and down behind Linda Duty's garage at the trash cans from 12 o'clock to 2 in the morning. And he said he was on his phone, and he had a blue light on there, and it kept beep, beep, beeping. And I said, you seen all that and heard it? And he said, yes. And I said, so what was he doing? He said, when you seen him, he was folding up a blanket to put it in the backpack. So he said that's why he cut down all of the bushes around there, so they can't sleep there no more.
Okay. All right, what I will do, I want to get your phone number. I know who you are, but I'm not going to have you to put your phone number out on. So after we adjourn here, I want to get with you because I will follow through on this.
But he tells when the man came and put the city guy, whoever it was, put that sign up there, no parking from here to corner because of trash trucks. Well, the lady that rents the blue house, my daughter owns that blue house, she said that when Richard gets over here, he'll have that sign removed because he knows people at dispatch and
Unfortunately, dispatch don't
the
place
police
signs.
department and all of that, but the sign's still up there. And
Yeah.
I heard they were supposed to be here today, so that's why I come up. I wanted to see what's
Okay.
going on with them.
Yeah, that,
Board of Works voted on that.
Board of Works placed that sign there. That's this board here,
Okay,
And-
because I understand that.
and I
But
guarantee you that
I
won't
don't
be
know
removed.
why they can still park there. I mean, myself, I think it should be a one-way. Just on if they was gonna do anything. My daughter that owns the house said no parking. You know, because you can't get up through there. When they're all here on this side, where their clubhouse is, then if you're coming out the alley from down, you know, by the blue house on the east side,
Mhm.
you can't turn anyway because they've got it all. The girl in the blue house and,
So are they still parking in violation of the sign?
yeah,
Okay.
Anytime you see anyone parked there in violation of that sign, call 473-5522. That's Central Dispatch.
but the girl that rents the blue house told my daughter, I mean, she got all irate because they put that sign out there and she should have been warned first. And my daughter said, well, you don't own the property. I should have got a letter, but she said it doesn't matter to me because I wish they would make no parking on the whole thing.
All right.
Because you can't get up through there. Like I told dispatch that day, I had to call her. If I would have even attempted to turn in that alley, I would have knocked their bikes over. And she said, well, you don't want to do that because you'll be in trouble. But when they're there, they act like they own that whole block, and they don't. When he was power washing the sidewalk before they had their backpack giveaway, ride, whatever they called it, I was trying to turn in the alley. And he was standing, this is the alley, he was standing right here, power washing his sidewalk. So I honked at him, rolled my window down and said, could you kindly move over a little bit? Can't you effing see I'm power washing? I said, I don't care what you're doing. Please get over. And he just moved a little bit that I could get in there, so.
Okay. Well, I will do some checking on this, and we'll see about getting some more additional patrol on the
If-
weekend.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if they parked their bikes this way. They got a driveway that beside their building that goes way back to the garage.
Right.
Why can't they park in there? Or why can't they park this way?
Yeah, that's good questions, and I will get it checked out, and we'll see what we can do.
Because we ain't gonna have nothing down there since he's there but trouble.
Okay? Don't leave, I want to get your number,
Okay.
so. Anybody else from the audience have anything? Mr. Attorney,
No, sir.
we're up for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn?
Second.
Any objections? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it, meeting adjourned.